China's AI data center crisis? What happens when a nation's ambition outpaces reality? In the race for AI dominance, China launched a construction boom to build hundreds of advanced data centers. But today, many of these billion-dollar facilities sit dark, their servers silent. This isn't just a story about empty buildings. It's a multi-billion-dollar lesson on the difference between raw computing power and genuinely useful AI capacity. We're going to unpack how this happened and what it means for the future of global technology infrastructure. Let's get straight to the point. The massive AI infrastructure push in China has led to a market crisis. Right now, as many as 8 out of every 10 newly built AI servers are sitting completely idle. Think about that. Hundreds of facilities built to power the future are dark. This isn't a minor dip in demand. The rental price for a high-end NVIDIA server, a key barometer of the market, has crashed by 58% from its peak. This isn't just an oversupply problem. It's a fundamental mismatch between the infrastructure that was built and what the market actually needs today. The plan, on paper, seemed logical. As China's massive real estate engine sputtered, a new directive came from Beijing. Build the infrastructure for AI. This was the East Data West Computing strategy. The concept was to use the cheap, abundant green energy in remote Western provinces for the brute force work of training AI models. The finished models would then be used for fast, real-time tasks in the bustling eastern cities. It was seen as the new path to economic growth, and local officials rushed in, announcing over 500 projects to build China's digital future. Just as these massive training farms were coming online, the ground shifted beneath them. In January 2025, a company called DeepSeek released a new AI that was radically more efficient. It proved you didn't need to spend months and millions of dollars on a giant supercomputer to get powerful results. The entire industry's focus changed from training to inference, from building the AI to using it efficiently. In an instant, the business model for these remote data centers evaporated. They were built for a market that no longer existed. The grand vision ran into a hard wall: the speed of light. Yes, electricity was nearly 50% cheaper out west, but the 1,000-mile journey for data created crippling delays. An AI assistant that takes 2 seconds to answer a question is a failure. Because of this, all the valuable, time-sensitive workloads stayed in the East, close to the tens of millions of users. This left the new Western data centers stranded. The poster child, Guizhou, saw its facilities running at a dismal 20% capacity, not even halfway to the 60% needed just to break even. Beneath the official strategy, a speculative frenzy was brewing. This was less about technology and more about money. Former real estate developers, with their primary market in ruins, saw AI as the new magic word to unlock government loans and land. We saw operators with zero tech experience building these complex facilities. Worse, some secured permits for a data center with no intention of running one. Their real business was getting access to subsidized green energy and selling it back to the grid for a profit. The actual server racks were just props. When a bubble this big pops, the fallout is severe. The market for renting high-end computing power simply imploded. In just over a year, the monthly price to rent a standard NVIDIA AI server was cut by more than half, falling from a peak of about $25,000 down to $10,000. The situation became so dire that some local governments started giving away compute vouchers, essentially free server time to anyone who would take them. But even giving it away for free didn't work. The capacity was in the wrong place and built for the wrong purpose. Seeing the chaos, Beijing has stepped in to clean up the mess. The era of build at all costs is over. They've imposed a hard stop, banning new projects in areas where capacity is already sitting empty. More importantly, they've announced a nearly $300 billion plan to take control. The goal is to connect all of these failing disparate data centers into a single, unified, national network by 2028. This new grid will be run by state-owned telcos and mandated to prioritize Chinese-made chips from companies like Huawei, turning a private sector failure into a state-controlled asset. So, What are the hard lessons from this for anyone investing in this space? There are three critical takeaways. One, latency is king. For the foreseeable future, being close to your users is more valuable than being close to cheap power. A few milliseconds of delay can make an AI product worthless. Two, build for change. The underlying technology is evolving so fast that your facility must be flexible, ready to swap out chips and reconfigure workloads. A rigid design is a death sentence. And three, especially in state-directed economies, be a skeptic. Ask if a project is backed by real customers or just political ambition. In the end, who pays for this miscalculation? The private and provincial investors who chase the boom will likely face enormous losses. But the Chinese state will ultimately get what it wants: a massive, state-controlled computing utility, built inefficiently but now ready to be consolidated. For the rest of the world, the story is a powerful warning. You cannot simply pour concrete and electricity on a problem and expect a solution to grow. True AI capacity is a careful alignment of hardware, software, and location. Anything else is just building the digital ghost cities of tomorrow.